So, first of all, thank you all for being here. And I love how this is not about success anymore. It's so boring to hear someone's success story. You can't even relate to success stories because how could you tell someone it feels good to make money, to have a good business that's working? They can't relate. The only one factor people can relate to is pain. So I'm so glad we're talking about failure because everyone fails. Relationships, business, and in everything, even in choosing food sometimes. So failure is part of our everyday practice. Now, my failure story started in 2013. I started business when I was 15 years old in fashion and grew actually to be one of the leading fashion designers in the region, making a lot of money every month, over 200,000 dirhams a month. Everything was going great. I was in a comfort zone because I was like, successful business, enough income, I'm happy, it's all good, this is the life I need to live. 2013, bam, I lost everything. I was on my honeymoon and I got a phone call from the police. They're like, if you don't get your ass back, you're gonna go to jail because all your checks have bounced. And I was like, oh, how did my checks bounce? I have 3 companies, three branches, locations. I have over 120 employees. How did my checks bounce? That doesn't make sense. Flew back, cut the honeymoon short. Anyways, the marriage didn't last long anyways. So Ratish, yeah, divorcee club. So anyways, came back and found out that my business partner took everything and just left. Okay, anyways, I was like, okay, money, I'm fine with losing the money, not because I don't need money. I come from a very normal family. I build myself up myself. It's not like I swim in oil or whatever people think us locals do. So yeah, I worked my ass off to get where I am, to have what I have. So when I lost it, the first thing that hit me was not losing the money because I knew exactly how to start from scratch and to build myself all over again. I always say we're birds. Wherever the wind takes you, you can fly away and build a nest wherever it drops you, right? So, and this is why it's important when you start a business or do anything, you need to be involved in the smallest details so you can build it up again once it all falls down, which probably it might happen. So, lost everything, but the only thing that really hurted me so much was that how can a person do something to someone like that for the sake of money? And I didn't understand how do human behavior ends up like this, or human nature, and I was so struck by the emotional impact of everything. And when I say the person took everything, I'm talking about 11 years of net profit I didn't touch because I wanted to invest in real estate. Everything gone. Anyways, I remember I was sitting down and I was like, I was always scared of being bankrupt. I was always scared of losing everything. It happened. They took everything. But they didn't take this, they didn't take this, they didn't take me. I'm still there, I'm strong, I can do it, I can fix everything. And I remember there was a voice in my head that was telling me, why don't you just go back to your parents and just be a kid and just let them help you financially? Or go back to the government and tell them you screwed up and let them fix the problem for you. But I was like, this is the mistake that we always do, and this is why we never learn from our mistakes, is because we hang our mistakes like coats on other people as if they're like, hangers for coats. She did, he did, they said. No. It takes 2 to make things happen. It takes 2 to tango. Forget that person. Forget what they did wrong, because it's not like you can fix it. Where did you go wrong? How did things slip away? Where is your mistake? Where is your collaboration in this? And I was like, it's enough me blaming others, and I realized where my mistake was. A lot of women do this. When you meet someone and you become business partners with them, I love you. We don't need a business contract. No, I trust you, girl. I trust you. No, you're my homie. You don't need contracts. It's fine. No, you need contracts. That's where my mistake was, is that I never had contracts that saved myself from anything that goes wrong. And not only that, even like when my business partners would say, hey, let's go do the will contract. man, this is so negative. We can't talk about death right now. We don't need to do that. But no, people do die. So for all of you who are even starting a small business for 30,000 dirhams with a partner, even if it's your sister, get a contract. You need to get a contract. Invest. It costs like 10 to 15,000 dirhams with a lawyer. 100% worth it because it's going to last you forever. And it's going to save you from being bankrupt like I was in 2013. So, and then I realized that failure is I always say this, failure is just a step on the ladder of success. When I was happy and making money, I had one business. After failing, a year later, I opened 6 businesses. So it just tells you, and by the way, I didn't, one important lesson about failure, don't let failure change you. So it's not like I was like, hey man, I'm never gonna partner up with anyone again. I don't trust anybody, screw everybody, I'm gonna do everything alone. No, I have even, I have 10 partners in all my companies right now. I trust people more, I give more, I'm kinder, I'm nicer, I'm sweeter. I'm not going to let them take the best of me and change me. Because the minute you change, you become another version of that person. And that's what you should not do. Don't let people assassinate your character. That's very important. So failure, I realize, is just a fear, a wall we build inside our heads. We build it ourselves. Just like we build it, we can take it down. I mean, can you swim? Fast? How do you know? Can you be an Olympic swimmer? You don't know. Can you dance? Can you cook? The problem is we always look at other people and say, I wish I could do that. And can you? Have you tried? I mean, you can never know unless you try. And guess what? You might, dude, you gotta face this. So the thing is, with life, in general, even when our hearts are broken in relationships, we fall in love again. We don't give up. When business is exactly the same thing. You don't just give up just because you failed. And by the way, I mean, money is the easiest thing to find. Where's Ratish? Money is the easiest thing to find right now. It's the easiest. The hardest thing to find is ambitious. People who are ambitious, people who are passionate, people who are hardworking, go-getters, people who are not going to give up easily. That's hard to find. These characters are hard to find. Money, there's loans, there's venture capitals, there is angel investors, there is even like online group funding and all these things. In America, I've raised $10 million on my own. It's so easy to raise money. It's hard, but it's easy. You can do it. The hardest thing you have to have, and which is not something you can shop on eBay and get, which is passion, perseverance, hard work, ethics. These things you cannot buy. These things you have to have them inside of you. And that's how you still keep going and you don't quit and you don't give up. And just like you, the divorce came as a package with the bankruptcy, and it's like everything happens at once, and you hit rock bottom, and that's where you really find out who you are and what you're meant to do and what you're meant to be. You can either sit on the comfort zone couch and just find a job and be whoever you want to be and accept the fact that you failed, and that's the pure definition of failure, or you can get up and try, because once you get up, you're not considered a failure anymore. And failure is not personal, so don't take it personally on yourself. Don't get angry at yourself. It's not like you said, hey, I'm going to go there and get bankrupt because it's cool. It's not personal. So don't take it personally on yourself. Stop blaming others. Stand up for your mistakes. Own your mistakes. It's so important to own them. And then start all over again. I wouldn't have been the person I am today if I hadn't failed. I wouldn't have been able to discover who I am, what I can do, if I haven't failed. And I always say, I don't know how to say it in English. In Arabic we say tawakkul. To depend on fate and God and destiny, that whatever happens to you is meant to happen to you. And in the beginning, I remember I had a life coach, and she was like, you got to learn how to tawakkali, how to believe in your fate and God and destiny, that this happened for a good reason. And I was like, how? How can I do that and stop my mind from thinking and analyzing and overanalyzing? Because you overanalyze things as human beings, which is a big mistake.